Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So we continue with our discussion regarding kana and its sisters. So within our words, our sentences, our phrases, our pronouns, and our sentences where we have reached right now. Yes? The phrases are what? Descriptive phrase, our demonstrative phrase, our conjunction phrase, a positive phrase, emphasis phrase, possessive phrase, number phrase, and prepositional phrase. Within all of these, and then within our personal pronouns, within our interrogative pronouns. Now we're discussing a khabar as a sentence. We said a khabar can either be a single word, Zaydun qa'imun, it can be a phrase, any of the phrases we had before, or it can be a sentence. And this sentence can either be a jumla ismiya and a jumla fa'liya. Correct? And then we said what has a khabar? We said, well, a mubtada has a khabar, ismu istifham has a khabar, and the rubba has a khabar. The fa'lu naqis has a khabar, that's what we're discussing right now. And the huruf mushabbahatun bil fa'l, they also have a khabar. And we said kana and akhawatuha, we can divide them according to the meaning that they give into how many categories? Into different categories. What's the first category? Negation. The first category is what? Negation. This is for laysa. Change, sahara. Time, we mentioned a few of them before. Yes? Asbaha, adha, amsa. Okay? So change is sahara, time is kana, and all the sisters of kana. Okay? So today we're discussing what? Continuity. Those verbs or those af'alu naqisa which show a continuous nature of the action. For example, let's say Zayd is standing. What do we say? Zayd is standing. And if I say, hey, Zayd remain standing. Zayd is standing and what? Zayd remain standing. So Zayd is standing is just simply showing a link between the mubtada and the khabar. And when I say Zayd remain standing, what does this mean? That the standing remained. Yes? The standing remained, meaning it shows a continuity between the mubtada and the khabar. Okay? Now, another point. Right? Sorry, he's an idiot. Sorry, let me say this, but if I say, for example, he is not an idiot, what does that mean? I know he's not an idiot, meaning, but what does it mean? He's clever. Or he's not an idiot, meaning he's clever. He's no idiot. So he's quite intelligent. So when you have a word with negative meaning, and you put a negative before it, what does it become? Positive. Yes? If I say you did not fail, what does that mean? You passed. You got that much? So now, what does zala on its own mean? Zala means zala yazulu, to come to an end. That's why, for example, we have zawal in terms of salah times. Because what? The sun rises from here, it sets here, and it rises all day. So it rises, and it stops the rise. It reaches peak. It stops rising. It reaches zawal. Then it starts to go down. So zawal means it comes to an end, decline. So zala means what? To come to an end. So mazala means what? Zala means he stopped, he came to an end. And mazala means he did not stop, he did not come to an end. You understand? So when you have mazala, it gives that meaning that we need. Are you following? So we say what? He continued to do. So if you say mazala, for example, mazala, so to make it into, so the zala itself on its own means what? Negative. On its own, zala is what? Negative. So then to make it into so zala on its own means to come to an end. To come to an end, to finish. And ma zala and la yazalu, what do they mean? It did not finish, meaning it continued. Yes? So Zaydun qa'imun, what does Zaydun qa'imun mean? Zayd is standing. Ma zala Zaydun qa'imun literally means what? Zayd did not stop standing, which means he remains standing. So the most common was ma zala. Zaydun yatlubul ilm. So in here, the khabar is a single word. The khabar is what? A single word. Are you following? And Zaydun yatlubul ilma becomes what? In here, the khabar becomes a sentence. So ma zala Zaydun yatlubul ilma. Zayd continued to do what? Seek knowledge. Zayd continued to seek knowledge. Understand? Are you following me? You understand? Okay. Now, how do you translate this? Ma zala abi yaksibu li ahlihi. Kasaba yaksibu means to earn. So ma zala abi yaksibu li ahlihi. My father continued. Why are you saying continued for? Yeah. So what's happening here? When you have ma zala or any of these af'al naqisa, akhwatu kana, when you have it with what? when you use it with a sentence khabar. When you have what? A sentence khabar. This sentence will always be fi'l mudari. Okay, the sentence will always be what? A fi'l mudari. Sentence will always be what? So when you translate, the translation will not be based upon this. The translation will be based upon this. And the khabar. Because you can't, it wouldn't make sense. Because you can't continue something for one time. Because what if fi'l madhi, it happened, finished, it stopped. So you say he continued eat. He continued ate. He continued to eat over a period of time. He continued eating. So you have to have a mudari in the khabar. So therefore the mazala, the translation of this would reflect. The tense of yaksibu is secondary. The main verb is yaksibu, to earn, but the tense would come from zala. You extract the tense from zala. So in here, la azalu aksibu li ahli. So now because la azalu is what? What's this? Mudari. So now you translate it as what? Mudari. So la azalu aksibu li ahli means what? I did not stop meaning? I will, because la azalu, I will continue. Sorry.
You can't have them both mudari.
You can't. Here look, azalu, aksibu. They're both mudari. So I will continue to earn. Yes, for the continuance. The khabar of those maf'alun naqisa which shows continuity, they must always be what? Fa'il mudari. Do you understand? Okay. So you have mazala and la yazalu. You get, now this is the most common one. Now the others are not that common. You don't really see it that often. It comes in the Quran, ma bariha, la abrahu. What comes in the Quran in Surah Kaf? La abra'u hatta ablugha majmal al-bahrayni aw amdiya huquba. So ma bariha, to continue. Okay? Man fakka la yanfakku, all have the same meaning, to stop, to come to an end. If the ma or la, it means what? Do not stop, do not come to an end. And you have fati'a, la yafta'u, same thing. This is very rare. This comes in the Quran one place only. Which way does it come? Anybody know? Tallahi tafta'u tadhkuru Yusuf. Tallahi tafta'u tadhkuru Yusuf. You will continue to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Tallahi tafta'u tadhkuru Yusuf. You will continue to remember Yusuf. So Fatiha comes in the Quran one place. But in terms of that, it's more general. And what we can do now is from the top category of dhalla, which means what? All day long. You can bring this down. And this can also have the meaning of continue to. So dhalla is, the original meaning of dhalla is to what? To do something during the day, to be in a state during the day. We can also have it extended to the meaning of continuity. So if you look at it here, we can say the af'alun naqisa, the af'alun kana wa akhawatuha, is either for negation, change, time, or continuity. So the original particle of negation is what? Laysa. The original particle of sara is what? The original particle of change is what? Is sara. Now, for time, and the way of remembering time is that you have kana is a general past tense, so kana. Then three parts of the day, morning, forenoon, and evening. So you have asbaha, adha, and amsa. Then you have all day, dhalla, and night, bata. Now, it's obvious, like, now these here, these five, they can have the meaning of negation. Why? But kana, ma kana before, it becomes negative, isn't it? So, but it's not meant for negation primarily, but it can give negation. If you say asbaha zaydun qa'iman, ma asbaha zaydun qa'iman. So it gives the meaning of negative, but it's not made for negative, but it can give the meaning. So you can also use for negative. And we also mentioned that it can also give the meaning of to become. Asbaha, fa asbahtum bi ni'mati ikhwan, you have become brothers. So asbaha, adha, amsa, and dhalla, they can also have the meaning of what? To become. You follow it? To become. Yes? So kana and they can extend over here for negation and for change. And dhalla can also expand over here for continue. So basically dhalla can be used for anything. Yes? But obviously context will help you a lot. And these words are always used with what? The negative particle before it. So ma zala, ma bariha, man fakka, and ma fatih.
How does that become in a sense? How do you use it?
What do you mean?
It gives a meaning to become.
Yeah. For example, amsaytu ta'iban. Or you say amsaytu ta'bana. So it means I was tired in the evening, it also means I became tired. But sometimes the meaning of evening will still remain in it to a certain extent. The asbah, for example, asbahu nadimin. So asbahu, they became. So it means they were regretful in the morning. Not really in the morning, they were regretful. So they became regretful. So asbahu nadimin. Asbaha min al-nadimin. He became from the. So in here, all of these become the meaning to become. And again, context will play a big part. Context, familiarity of the language. Are you following? Any questions? So summarize again. The khabar of a mubtada, of a istifham, of fa'lu naqis or harf mushabbahun bil fa'l. Okay? And our akhawat of kana can either show negation, change, time or continuity. Okay? Subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.